Hello everybody, this is Storyboard Ed, and I'd like to talk about James Dean's 3 movies. I enjoy watching the James Dean films. I'm a fan. I just thought I'd kind of explain them to you. Make it easier. The first film is called East of Eden that he did. Now in this film he plays a lost character named Cal, who's trying to find his mother. Right there. And she's kind of like the town prostitute, pretty much. And he thought she was dead, but when he sees her, he's like, I know she's alive now, and that kind of changes things for him. And he ends up having an argument with his brother over his mother, and also he likes his brother's girlfriend. Right here. And she likes him. And in the end, those two get together. These two. And Kel starts out with his father not really respecting him. And at the end, I think the father is able to respect Cal at the end of the film. It was an interesting film. Like I said, East of Eden is really worth seeing. Very enjoyable film. The second film is called Rebel Without a Cause. It was pretty much, in my opinion, the best film that James Dean was a part of. It takes place in the 50s, which was when it was filmed. And James Dean plays Jim Stark. And he's kind of he really is a rebel. He kind of rebels against many things. But like he gets with a group of questionable people who like to bring knives and into matters, and they think car racing is a good idea, and that leads to him trying to earn their respect in a way, and he ends up doing a chicken race, which leads someone who he's starting to become friends with killed, pretty much. His name is Buzz, and it's quite a sad scene. And then there's a whole introduction of Sal Minio's character, who is kind of obsessed with Jim, wanting a family. And Jim also has a love interest who's played by Natalie Wood, and she kind of becomes Sal Minio's character, like mother figure. And then when those two briefly leave Sal Minio's character alone for a brief moment, he loses his mind, pretty much, and he does something he shouldn't, and he goes into hiding. Police get involved, and he pulls out a gun, which isn't good. But by this point, James Dean's character Jim is able to has taken out the bullets. And he makes a big point of that, like, there's no bullets. He's telling the police that, but they just, I don't know if they're able to hear him. And things go bad. And Sal Minio's character gets killed off. And Sal Minio's character gets killed off in the film. And yeah, that's a sad portion of it. But there's another portion of the film that I'd like to bring up too that that is very much a prime focus of the film, is the relationship between the father and the son. James Dean's character and the father character. Basically, the father is kind of taking on like a mother role in the house, and James Dean's character is just like, need you to act like a man, you know? act like a man, you know, and because he's just not. And at the very end, there's a whole point made that yes, I will act like a man. And I believe the ending is they drive away and the end credits roll. I really enjoyed this film. I think this was like the best of the James Dean films. And then the last one is Giant. Now there's 3 main characters in it, and they all age throughout it. James Dean character, who is a cowboy who inherits a good piece of land that produces oil, and he gets rich, and he gets very wealthy. And I believe this character forgets his roots and kind of becomes a douche kind of a character. There's Rock Hudson's character, who they also show age, and he's a very respectable character in the film, someone you're supposed to kind of root for, along with Elizabeth Taylor, who does a great job as well. And it just shows generations of time that passes, and you get to see the kind of like how everything unfolds, like how Rock Hudson's character develops the relationship with Elizabeth Taylor's character, and so on. And I think the film goes for like 3 hours. Oh, it's a very long film. It might actually be closer to 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it's a very long film. It's very good. It's really worth seeing, and it's based on a novel. George Stevens directs it very well. Very great film. Unfortunately, shortly after the filming of Giant, James Dean was driving out for a race, I believe, and he gets into a car accident, and it's 1955, and they're still working on the film. They got all the James Dean's audio that they need, so it's in post-production at this point, and they get the news, and very unfortunate, and the film is finally released in 1956. Giant is released in 1956 to the audiences, and Rebel Without a Cause is released shortly after James Dean's crash, well, his incident that got him killed. So he only ever really got to catch a glimpse of his role in East of Eden, which is unfortunate. And James Dean had many side parts in films. Well, I mean, quite a few, and he had some roles in television, but when he finally got really into the movie industry, he only really spent 16 months being a movie star before the car accident and he dies. So it's very unfortunate. But he left behind a really great trilogy, and for that, you know, that's something. It's quite a legacy, I mean. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Bye.